Hey guys, it's Gage from PSP Kingston. We're going to chat a bit about some at-home mobility work today. So most of us have been in a shelter-in-place kind of situation. We may have a small area to work with. We might not have all the usual mobility tools that we would have here at the gym. So doing some no equipment mobility can be a good option, especially if maybe we've been a lot more sedentary. I know I've been sitting a lot more, so I've been giving myself little mobility breaks through the day. I do have some mobility tools at home, but often if I'm doing mobility, often I want a quick body weight solution. So I'm going to show you guys a few things we can do just for a bit of lower body mobility if we've been pretty sedentary during the day, that we can use even before a session if we're doing a little at-home workout, or kind of just to break the day up. You might be like working at your desk, working at your computer, sitting on the couch, and you need a bit of a movement break. So the first thing I would do is I would get myself up into a passive squat. So I would stay the deepest squat position I can find, staying in my heels. If we can't get too far down here, or if we tilt forward when we try to get too far down here, using something for a support can work, like a hold on to a door frame, like a chair, leg of a desk, anything. Once we're down here, if we're pretty comfortable, we can go elbows inside the knees, open up the hips a little bit, give ourselves a little rock back and forth, get some of that deep knee flexion, take some pressure off the low back. I hesitate to prescribe a time prescription here. Certainly no more than a couple minutes. Even if you're very comfortable down here, a bit of a diminishing return. I don't know how much you would really need it, but stay as long as you're comfortable. Maybe aim to add 15 seconds every week if you do this consistently. Maybe aim to add a bit of a better position if you do this consistently. Once we're ready to move on from there, we're just going to switch ourselves down to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we're going to draw that right foot up to the right hand. Lengthen the left leg long behind us. Leave that left hand on the ground. Right hand's going to give a big reach up here. I'm going to take a big breath in. And with the exhale, I'm going to soften this back hip down towards the ground. Now I'm going to sweep that right arm back down. Leave that right hand on the ground. I'm going to rotate away this time. Left hand's going to go up. I'm going to go through that same process. 3 breaths. We just got to switch sides. So I'm going to bring that right leg back. Left's going to come up. Right leg's going to go behind us. Rotate towards that forward leg. Last time, we're going to rotate away. All right, both hands back to ground. Going to sweep that left leg back. Last thing we're going to do for a little bit of movement, I'm going to start down on the ground, press myself up, just take a gentle breath here, curl the toes under, press ourselves up and back into down dog. Pedal the feet a little bit. And just flow right back through. And that's it. So, often with mobility, we kind of get tempted into the attitude of if we don't have time to do a lot, then it's a bit of a waste. But that little bit, if we were to do it daily, would go a long way. So let's try to chip away a little bit, do those 3 movements every time we can. Maybe if we're consistent with that habit, we add something a little more specific for the upper body from there. So stay on top of your mobility, guys. It doesn't have to be a monumental undertaking. A little bit at a time can go a long way.
PSP Kingston, the health and wellness provider for the military community.